Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited because we're going to be doing all things book-ish type video. We did this once in the past and I thought it was really fun, honestly. I don't know exactly what we'll get up to in this video, but I already know that it's gonna be so fun. I don't have my notebook with me right now, but I did in the last book video buy a new notebook and some like mild liners and things like that. I actually just ordered some new ink as well, so we're going to be working in my book journal so that I can like print out pieces of like paper that have the book covers on them, if that makes sense, and then we can stick them in. And then also a couple of my favorite YouTubers, both Rachel Catherine and Sarah Caroli, if you guys, I'm sure you guys already know who they are, they both just released videos all about their book journals, and so I'm going to go through those videos. I've already watched them, but we're gonna go through again and we're going to take some of those spreads and put them at the back of my book journal because I have a ton of space in the back. So I already made some spreads in the front, but I didn't really know what to do with my book journal, so I ended up making every single week so that I can also plan out my videos and things like that, kind of use it as like a book journal and a planner. And now there's a ton of space at the back, so we're gonna do that too, and I'm very, very excited. We also obviously are gonna do some reading, so I'm currently reading Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I'm loving it so far. I'm like 60% of the way through, and right now I'm in the mode where I like don't want to put it down, which is a great place to be because it's taken me a while to pick another book up in January. I don't know why this month has just been, well, there's various reasons, but this month has just been a harder reading month for me. So I've been loving that. Maybe we'll try going to a bookstore, but I'm not sure if, I don't know. We'll see, because there's still technically evacuations in my area. I'm just like right outside of the evacuations. I don't know if it makes sense to go to a bookstore, but if evacuations are lifted, then we will try doing that too. All that just to say hello and welcome. I'm very excited for this book video and to like just spend time with you guys. It is just before work. What time is it? 7:45. I start work at 8:30, so I'm just going to read here for a little bit before we have to get ready for work. Morning, you guys. Today's Tuesday already. Yesterday was kind of a whirlwind, but I wanted to show you guys, I updated some things in my reading journal and I thought I would show you. So like I was mentioning, I've been using my reading journal also as like a just generalized planner. So like I have all of the week spreads like this so that I can plan out content, my habits, just like people's birthdays, vacations, that kind of thing. I've also been leaving little like notes in here if I like I'm trying to start to plan something out, but I don't want to like put it in pen. Book wise, I did a few updates. So I didn't love the January TBR that I had. I just thought it looked bad. So I switched it up and I printed out these little books and also just used this from like a paper bag and made little like an actual January TBR. So I have Beartown, Ministry of Time, Unmaking of June Pharaoh, Dance of Thieves, and The Great Alone, which I mentioned to you guys in my reading wrap-up video. And then when I read these books, I will put the star rating, but then I will also put, like, there's space here so that I can put information about each of the books. So I'll put like a snippet, my thoughts on the book, my rating, that whole thing. And then I went through some videos and I made some new spreads. Here are the first ones. This one is a monthly tracker. Basically it goes month by month and it will help me tally how much I read that month. I did put it up to 15 and technically it could have gone higher, but I don't think I read more than 10 books in a month, so I cannot imagine it going up that high, but I wanted to give myself space. I also did this genre tracker and it does basically the same thing where I book after book can mark off what month I read it in and then also what genre it was. I was intrigued to do this because I have seen in some people's wrap-ups they mention like how many books they read, how many pages they read, how many were in what genre, like all of those different stats. And I just found that interesting, but to go through every single book sounds like a lot. So I figured let's start it at the new year. And then I also did this series tracker. I actually really like the concept of this one. So basically each box is the series that I'm currently reading. And then it's colored if the book is out, and then it's checked off if I've read it. So for example, I've not read A Court of Silver Flames, but it is out. So it's highlighted, but it's not checked. And these are all of the series that I'm in. I left myself a little bit of space, but I did not leave myself a second page because if I like a series, I tend to finish it. Although now that I'm realizing that I'm saying that, I have to add Beartown because I'm currently reading the first one and there's 3. So we'll do that too. But I tend to finish series like pretty quickly unless one is not out, or for some reason such as ACOTAR, I just haven't gotten around to it. So anyway, I also did my hopefuls, and these are books that things that I like want to get to or that I want a list of, but they're not necessarily on any kind of priority by any means. So I actually have all classic type books like Don Quixote, Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Secret Garden, and Wicked. I want a place to write down like, ooh, I heard about this book and I want to read it. But it's not necessarily on like a priority TBR, but I'd like to get to that soon. That's that. And then the last spread, is this the last one? Yeah, the last spread that I did was book club. And right now it just looks like boxes, but I actually wrote myself a little note of how I thought I wanted to put it. So I'll do a picture here. I'll put like a little synopsis of the book. I'll also put my rating, and then I'll put like the month up here, and then whoever's pick it was, I'll flip that for the following month. So like picture here, month here, so on and so forth. And I'll kind of go back and forth. But I thought this was a cute idea. I did do all 12 of them, but we will not be having 12 book club months because we're not starting back up on book club until February, just because there was a lot of travel with my friends and we wanted to like give ourselves some time to read our own books, get like scaled back up to those kinds of things. I think the final square, I'll just do some sort of like recap on book club, or like what my favorite book club book was, or I don't know, some sort of like thoughts or something along those lines. I have literally a whole year to think about what I want to do. So those are all the spreads that I made, and I was very excited about them. I would normally show you guys actually like doing one of these. Maybe by the time I finish Beartown, I can. I don't know what's gotten into me. I just like have not finished a book yet in January, which is crazy because we're almost halfway through January, but here we are. So anyway, we'll probably do that within the next day or so. I can't imagine not finishing that book soon. But yeah, so that's all I have in terms of book journal. I'm just getting ready for work now and getting signed on. So hopefully for like my lunch break or something along those lines, I will get a chance to read. So I will check in with you guys next time we do something book related. It is the end of the workday. It is exactly 5:07 p.m. Also, this picture of P is just too cute to me. I am going to sit down and try to read as much as I possibly can of Beartown. I want to finish this book like yesterday, and I think I have about four and a half hours left. I was reading this morning and I kind of ended on something important that was happening, and I just like couldn't stay awake. I tried reading early this morning, but it just ended up going back to sleep. So I'm really excited to dive back in. The things that are happening are just really sad, honestly, and I want to know how it ends. I'm hoping it ends not on too much of a cliffhanger, because I would like to not want to have to dive right into the next book, only because I have a few other books that I really want to read in January. So we'll see, but I'm excited, and I will definitely give you guys my thoughts as I continue reading. Let's just dive right into it and see how much we can get through for tonight. I obviously don't want to give you guys any spoilers, but something just happened that this is like one of those moments why I'm realizing that the book is like pretty sad, and like what everyone's been talking about when they say that the book is pretty sad. So one of our characters had something happen to her, and it was a pretty big and like tragic thing that happened. He's playing in the background. Basically now they're in this situation where the mom is dropping the daughter off at school, and the mom is like, you don't have to go into school if you don't want to, and she's like, no, I do. And the mom is like, you don't know what they've been saying online about the situation. And she's like, no, I know exactly what's been said about me. That's why I want to go to school, because I want to show them that I'm okay. It's one of those moments that's so emotional, because it's like the daughter is only 15 and yet she is the one supporting her mom in a way, and being very adult about it. Like, she's now had to grow up in a very big way very quickly, even though she should at the age of 15 be a child. It's just really sad to know that that's like the reality for so many people too. I don't know, it's very emotional, and she's a very, very strong character, so it's been very interesting to read like scenes like that. So that's just like one of the instances of how this book can be like very emotional. Good morning, you guys. Today's Wednesday. We're halfway through the work week. Oh, my espresso machine is making a weird noise. I'm gonna make myself a latte, and I thought I have a little bit more time left on Beartown, and I thought I would tell you guys a little bit more about what's going on. And honestly, like, the whole town in this book is still like, basically they're teaming up against this person. Like, something big happens, and some people are on one side and some people are on the other side, and it's like sad because this girl is like right in the middle of all of it. And just the way that she consoles her mom too, especially, it's like, as the adult, you think like, oh, they have it all together, but she can't control herself anymore, because anytime someone does something or says something about her daughter, she goes into like feral mode. Like, she does not want to hear about it. She wants to protect her daughter, and she's trying to do it, but at all costs. And her daughter is then the one who's like grabbing her mom, or like holding her, or like rocking her, and telling her mom that it's gonna be okay. And it's this interesting dynamic between them, because it's like, part of it is she's being more adult as the child by being the bigger person and just knowing to rein it in a little bit. But on top of it, at the same time, the mom is kind of more of the adult, in the sense that like, she understands the repercussions so much more than her daughter does, and like knows that these things are not okay. So it's been very interesting, to say the least. I'm really enjoying it. I also just really like Frederick Bachman's writing style, and I was reading some reviews on Goodreads, and it was saying that this is like so different from his other books. I'm excited to read some others. B, you're okay. It sounds like so many people like his writing, so I'm excited to have found maybe a new favorite author. I don't know, but we have a couple hours left on the book, so I'm gonna try to read as much as I can this morning, and then we'll move on to the next book. Hopefully I think I can finish it today. I kept saying that yesterday. I actually could have, but Ryan and I were like playing around with some cameras that we found. Like, we knew we had these cameras, but like, we haven't opened up the bag of cameras in a while, and so we were like playing with them and stuff, and so got distracted. Today is the day. We're gonna finish Beartown, and we're gonna move on to whatever the next book is, which I am very excited for, because I don't know which one I'm gonna read yet, but I do have a really cool TBR to go into, so I'm hoping that we find a couple of different 5-star books. To show you guys, I actually made a little template for myself on my computer so that I could have, for example, I showed you guys the other day, well, now he's drinking water, but I showed you guys the other day that I made this TBR. I don't know if you can really see it. And the book cutouts I thought were really cute, but there's all these different sizes. So like on this page in my 25 and 25, as well as in my 2025 favorites, which obviously have not actually done yet. So what I did was I kind of figured out what sizes I need for everything, and I made myself a little template so that in future months I could print them out appropriately. I guess P wants to join us. Oh, okay. P sat directly where the camera was, so let me find a new spot for you guys, because apparently we need to move. So like I was saying, I made myself a template, but because I already know which books I put on my 25 and 25 list, I was able to print them all out, and I made myself these little envelopes. So this one says 25 and 25, and then this one on it says monthly books, and I basically just printed out a few. So for example, I'm currently reading Beartown, so I know I will be writing about that one. And then for our book club, we're going to be reading Anxious People, so I printed out that one as well. For my 25 and 25, when I am done reading all of my books, I'm gonna I have them written out in here. Yeah, I have them written out like on this actual paper, but when I read the book, I will put the printout on there so you can kind of see. Like, I have, this one's The House of in the cerulean sea. You can't see it, it's probably blurry because the camera is trying to focus on my face. But anyway, so that was what I did today. I also tried going over to the library. There's a new, not a new one, but a new to me library by my house. And I just haven't been to that branch before, but they were closed. I don't know why they were closed exactly, but they were. And so then also Monday's a holiday, so I just didn't get a chance to go. And I think this weekend the other libraries are closed because of all of the fires in LA, so we won't be going to the library. But I did end up going on to Better World Books. If you guys have not heard of that website, it's this really cool website that basically you can buy books but at a discounted rate because they're all used books. They do have new books on there too, and you can also buy audiobooks. For the most part, like, their thing is that they're like either used or they were library books at some point or something along those lines. And the benefit to that is, one, they also, I can't remember if they donate books with every purchase or if they plant trees. It's one or the other, which sounds so random, but I just can't remember which one it is. But with every purchase, they tell you like how much essentially your purchase went toward their initiatives. And then also on top of it, the books are much cheaper. So today I purchased Anxious People and A Man Called Ove. I don't remember the name, what the guy's name actually, or like how to pronounce it, because I think it's Swedish. But anyway, bought those books. They were only $5 each, which is amazing. So those should be coming within the next like week or two. They're not like priority reads, but I already like, I'm currently reading Beartown and I really like Frederick Bachman's writing. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna really like these books. And sometimes I just like reading books physically. So I bought those. But now I'm going to go ahead and finish Beartown. I have, I think, 30 minutes left of the book. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. I've actually been waiting all day to like sit down and talk to you guys before I finish the book because I didn't want to like not finish it with you guys. It sounds so silly, but like I wanted to like read and like talk to you guys about it. So it's 9:45, but it's Friday night, so we have nowhere to be tomorrow morning. We'll be able to just kind of like relax in the morning, and it's okay if we stay up a little bit later. So let's do that. Let's get to reading. I'm excited to finish this book. You guys, I finished the book. Oh, it feels so good. This is my first book of 2025 that I finished, and I feel like I found a new favorite author. I hear that not all of his books are similar to this one, like this is his most different, but yeah, I just feel like I found a new favorite author. And also it just feels good to like actually finish a book. I don't know why it took me so long. This one did have like a few parts that like I just, for whatever reason, I wasn't like dying to pick it up, even though I wanted to know what was happening. It's just like the way that it read was very interesting, but overall it was really good. So I'm giving it 5 stars. I'm not going to talk too deeply about what it was about because I will talk about that in another video, but I am going to rate it 5 stars, and I don't know what I'm going to read next. So I'm going to kind of like peruse what I have in my Kindle, kind of feel out what I'm feeling, and then we'll go from there. But that was a good one. I really liked that one a lot. Also, P has just been like dead asleep here. He's so cute. Look at this boy. When he's this tired, he doesn't move, and it's so cute to me. You could literally pick him up and take him to bed and he'll be in the exact same position. 2 years in a row now, 2024 and 2025. I don't know about 2023, but 2 years in a row now that I have read 5-star books as my first book of the year, which is a really exciting feeling. Off to see what else I could read, but I'll probably check in with you guys in the morning. Good morning, you guys. Today is Saturday. I completely forgot that I have Monday off, so I'm super excited because I get a long weekend. Ryan and I just spent the morning. We went to this place called Donut Friend. It's like a, I think everything is vegan if I remember correctly, but I got an oat milk latte and some donuts. I'm gonna show you guys which donuts we got. They're like specialty donuts. Don't mind the fact that all of them are like almost eaten up, but this one was called a King Puff. It was literally like this large. It was crazy, and it's like a puff cream donut. I don't know how else to describe it. This one was Ryan's. I think it's like a mint, kind of tastes like Thin Mints. And then this one has pecans and caramel and chocolate chips. This one was also Ryan's. This one was a maple crumb caramel thing, something or other. This one is lavender and orange, and then this one's passion fruit. I think these two are my favorite, and then this one, and this one's just like the most normal. And then Ryan said this one's better than this one. I cannot possibly finish any of this. I got too many. I'm the type of person that like I cannot decide on like one flavor of something, so I always get like 5 different things and then I slowly eat like one bite of each thing. So that's what we did this morning. I'm about to start, I actually started this morning reading The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I read like 3 pages and then fell asleep though. I finished my other book, Beartown, yesterday. I want to get to this one. I have quite the TBR this month, and I just haven't really gotten to it because for whatever reason, I've been in like a bit of a reading slump. I still read a 5-star book, but like I just like haven't been excited about reading. So I thought let's spend some time today reading. Maybe we'll also go, I kind of wanted to go to I always forget if the library is open today or not. Oh, it is open. Should we go to the library? I kind of want to go to the library. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to the library and then we'll come back and we'll read, and then that way we have maybe some physical books or something like that. I have my library card I think in my car, so we can just honestly hop right over. But yeah, I literally made it 2 pages into the book, so I didn't expect we were gonna do that, but let's go check out the library. That was an adventure and a half. Oh my god. Okay, I need to tell you guys about it, but first let me take off my shoes. So as I told you guys, I was hoping to go to the library, but I guess because it's a holiday on Monday, the library was closed. It's like closed all weekend. Even though I checked on their website and it said that it was open, it was closed. So then I was gonna go to Target because there's a Target close by, but they didn't have the book that I wanted. And then I went to Barnes & Noble instead, which normally I don't do, but I was just telling you guys about that site, Better World Books, because I got 2 books there for like $10 plus shipping, whereas these 2 books were $37. It's just crazy to me, but you know what? Every now and then I want to treat myself. I have not bought a book from Barnes & Noble in so long, like a new book I have not purchased in a while. So first and foremost, I got The Unmaking of June Farrow, which is what I'm going to be reading first. A Clockwork Orange is on my 25 and 25, so I thought I would pick this one up too. So now I have 2 books. I also just got notification, I'm getting a phone call. I got a notification that my books that I purchased from Better World Books are shipped too, which is exciting. We have some books coming. I also finally got an Amazon package. I've been waiting for this package for over a week. It was so weird. It said because of the fires that there were shipping delays, and then there was just like no estimation. So it got to a point where I was able to cancel it, no problem. And so then I canceled it and reordered it, and then it got here today. I literally reordered this morning. Thing I got that I wanted to, oh, that's right. I got printer ink because I need more. So although it's so interesting because it keeps saying on my printer that my ink is empty, but in actuality it's not. So yeah, so I've been using my printer even though the ink actually is okay. Got a bunch of random stuff. So I'm gonna toss all this and then let's go get our book. Okay, so I'm gonna start off today by reading The Unmaking of June Farrow. I think this one only has 315 pages. That's actually not a lot. So let's see how much we can get through today. I don't think we'll be able to like finish this by any means, but I feel like we can get through a good portion of it. Oh my gosh. So funny, some of these pages are smaller than the others, so they like weren't cut properly. That's so fun. Oh my god, I completely forgot to tell you guys the rest of the story that I was going to tell you. My mind is literally everywhere. Okay, so I went to Barnes & Noble. First of all, despite the fact that the library was closed, Target didn't have this book, I was like, let me just try Barnes & Noble. That's the whole reason I went, because I wanted to read it today. So I was like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, eat the cost. I haven't bought myself a new book in a really long time. So I went, couldn't find it anywhere. I went to the young adult section, couldn't find it. I found all the other Adrienne Young books, could not find this book. Then I asked a guy and he went to the fiction section, also found the Adrienne Young books, no Unmaking of June Farrow. And he was like, I know that it's here because I know that I just unpacked it. Let me like go to the back, see if it's there. And he was gone for quite a while. And then he finally came back to me and he was like, I found it downstairs and I had them save you a copy, which was really nice of him. So then I was able to look around, and then that's when I found Clockwork Orange and I decided to get it. I also almost got another book, but because it was a classic, it was like a fancy cover and it was $20. So I just decided against it. But anyway, so that's how that all happened. And then as I was leaving, I was just walking toward like the mall by my house is kind of like 2 malls. And so there's 2 separate parking areas. So I was in one parking area and I had to walk kind of like around the mall to get there. As I'm walking, this guy is like coming toward me, and it was just like weird. Like there's so many people at the mall, but this guy, just the way he was like looking at me was so odd, and I was just kind of like I noticed him, you know what I mean? Like you don't normally notice people when you're like walking in a crowd, but I like noticed him. I was like, that was weird. And then all of a sudden I hear like yelling, stop, stop, stop. And I'm like, what's happening? And I turn around, there's like somewhere between like 8 and 10 police officers just like running at me. And at first I'm like, oh my God, I have to stop. But then I'm like, I don't think they're talking to me. They tackle this guy who just passed me, like literally in front of me, tackle him to the ground and start arresting him. I was like, what is happening? I called Ryan and then I walked away. And basically I was just like, stay on the phone with me until I get to my car, because that was a lot. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that just kind of like hang out or like linger at the mall, but everyone was like stopping and staring to like see what was going on, and I just decided I didn't care enough to know. So that was my chaos for the day. It's now 1 o'clock. Ryan headed out to go to get some ramen with his friends, and I'm gonna check to see what they have there, because maybe I'll get something too, and then he can just like bring it home to me. And then once I decide on that, then we will start reading Unmaking of June Farrow. So I'm gonna take a breather for a sec and I will check in with you guys later. Not sure if you guys can see this. I'm gonna try to zoom in as much as I can, but the sun is right there. Do you see this little guy? That's a woodpecker. That's probably something so common in other places, but we never see woodpeckers over here. It's actually so cute because I'm just sitting here reading and I just hear it like going at it. At first I thought it was maybe something else, but then I was like, no, that sounds like the area I grew up in had tons of woodpeckers, and I was like, that's what that sounds like. Sure enough, it is. Okay, it's been a second since I last checked in with you guys, but I was getting a little bit distracted. I was hanging out with Ryan for a little bit, just like doing a bunch of like random things, and one of the things that I was doing was watching some YouTube videos. So I decided I wanted to get focused back on reading. But the problem is that sometimes what I like to do is like turn on music or maybe some sort of like ambiance, read to that ambiance. But once I turn on the TV and just like open up the YouTube app, I end up getting sucked in. So I thought, let's go through. I thought I had some jazz music. Let's see. I thought we could listen to some kind of record, but I'm just wondering what I even have anymore. I can also listen to this. Okay, so it turns out I only have like pretty upbeat jazz and then basically all upbeat music, which makes sense because I typically listen to the record player when I want to like hang out with friends and stuff, not like, you know, whatever. So maybe I should go to the thrift store and look for something more jazzy, but we have two options here. We're gonna either listen to some Billy Joel or some the XX. I'm kind of leaning toward the XX only because I know that this particular record is pretty like easygoing kind of listening. All right, let's go read. Good morning, you guys. Today is Sunday and we have one day left of just like spending time together doing book things. I spent the rest of the evening yesterday reading The Unmaking of June Farrow, and I officially made it to chapter 9, which I'm very excited about. We're getting to a pretty pivotal part. So I think today, because we already did lots of book shopping in this video and things like that too, I feel like I've done more book shopping this week than I have in so long, which is kind of fun. Like, again, I never book shop, so every now and then when I buy myself something, it's exciting. So I think we're going to just kind of like chill at the house. It's sunny enough outside, but the air quality is actually really bad today because of the fires. I don't know why it was like getting better and now it's bad again. So I think we're going to stay inside, unfortunately, but we are going to read, which is the exciting part. So I'm going to get right to it. There's like this part that I'm at basically where she walks into this door and I need to know what happens next, because we're at the part where like all of the backstory is done now. We are in the thick of it. So I'm excited. I'm gonna plop on the couch. I have a latte and we're gonna get right to it. Hi guys, so sorry. It has been a second since I last talked to you, but basically I camped out in the living room for like a majority of the day because that's kind of just like what I could do today. The air quality was so bad that basically I was like, this is how I would normally sit outside, but then we did that inside. And it was really fun because P came and joined me and everything too, which he would normally do outside. He obviously got a chance to go outside too, but I just didn't want to spend too much time out there. But I wanted to give you guys some updates on the unmaking of June Pharaoh. I have been obsessed with it. I don't want to give you too many thoughts because I will be talking more about this in another video, but I'm obsessed with the fact that it's genre bending. It's like we're now getting into a murder mystery subplot. There's some romance in here. I'm obsessed with two different characters. And yeah, it's just like all around so cool. Obviously there's like some time travel in here too, which is a really cool concept, but it's not the kind of time travel like in Dark Matter where you can like keep going to different places. Like it's a little more contained, which I kind of like because then I'm spending a lot of time in one of these time periods, which is cool. I'm really enjoying it a lot so far. I'm about halfway or just past the halfway mark, so I'm gonna try to read as much as I can for the rest of the night. I originally wanted to try to finish this, but I just don't think that I can, but the pace is picking up, which I really like too. So definitely recommend this if you guys are looking for something a little bit more fun and like whimsical. I'm gonna keep reading. I just popped in here to update you guys, but Ryan is watching Indiana Jones in the living room and I'm camped out over there on one of the couches. I just moved over all of the like blankets that we were laying on. So I'm gonna go back over there. I'm gonna keep reading and see how much we can get through, and I'll update you guys before we go to bed tonight. So you know where I left off in the whole thing. I'll obviously have this book in another video too where I go more in depth, but yeah, really loving it so far. Hello you guys. I just realized as I'm editing this video that I never actually updated you guys before I went to bed. I was so close to finishing. Honestly, I probably could have finished The Unmaking of June Pharaoh on this day, but I just like didn't because I was getting distracted with Indiana Jones with Ryan. But I have since then finished the book and I gave it 5 stars, so super exciting to have 2 5 stars as my 2 first books of the year. Yeah, just loved this book, so definitely recommend it to you guys if you're looking for something a little bit more whimsical and like magical and that kind of thing. But I just wanted to officially end this video here, so thank you guys for spending a book week with me. It was really fun to do some book shopping and just explore some new authors too. I really enjoyed that. So I'll definitely have so much more information in a future video on these books so I can give you guys all of my thoughts. I just don't want to be too repetitive. Oh, and I lastly wanted to show you guys, this is what I mean. This is one of the books that came in. I'm waiting for the other book from Better World Books, but this is one of them. And this one was marked as used. You can choose like which condition you want it in. It looks basically new. The only thing that's a little wonky about it is this little stain right there, but I mean like the pages are like pristine. They gave me a little bookmark, so definitely check out Better World Books if you guys are looking for some physical copies of books but don't want to spend too much money. I just really think that buying used books is like the superior way to go, and again, looks basically brand new. Just throwing it out there. I think this one was a old library book. If you can kind of tell, there's still like the barcode, but you can always like take that off. So that's my spiel on Better World Books. Again, thank you guys for spending the week with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'm excited to have more book videos together, more vlogs together, and that's it. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.